station that's on your side. Breaking news.
We have breaking news just into our newsroom. I want to tell you about Fort Gordon. 10 soldiers injured at Fort Gordon today after a lightning strike. Fort Gordon officials confirmed this just within the last 20 minutes. We're working to get more details. They tell us the lightning strike itself happened around 11 o'clock this morning. Again, we're told 10 soldiers were injured when lightning hit one of their training areas. EMS did respond, but Fort Gordon officials could not tell us how severe any of those injuries are. Again, we're working to get more information. But Riley, can you tell us anything about the weather around that time? Perhaps how many lightning strikes were in the area?
Absolutely, Meredith. We had some pretty strong thunderstorms before lunchtime. So this is between 10:30 and 11:30 a.m. You can see this was actually the strong thunderstorm that brought a flash flood warning across a large swath of Wilkes County, and they saw between 2 to 4 inches from this complex as it moved through areas around Fort Gordon and southern and western Richmond County. Overall, the lightning strikes weren't necessarily a lot right around 11 a.m. So it's showing 2 strikes of lightning with this wave right at 11 a.m. So it was just really bad luck. But this is why we always say when thunder roars, you need to get indoors. If you can hear that thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. Currently on Doppler Max radar, we're quiet, but as we continue later into this evening, we're going to see an outflow boundary from our south collide with an outflow boundary to our north. So it's looking like we're going to have a little bit better opportunity to see the potential maybe for some of those stronger showers and thunderstorms even this evening and continue again out there tomorrow. So for the rest of this evening through at least sunset, possibly even a couple hours after that, have the chance for some thunderstorms, but much more of the first alert in effect tomorrow, just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Now to Atlanta and SEC Media Days. Today, the Dogs take center stage. Kirby Smart enters his 7th season with the Dogs, fresh off a national title with the #1 ranked team in the land. Our Alyssa Lyons joins us live. And Alyssa, after 41 long years, the taste of victory was especially sweet. So a lot of us Dogs, myself and Riley included, we're anxious to hear what Coach Smart has in mind for this season.
Well, it's all about who's up next. After moving 15 guys off to the NFL and 7 taking on the transfer portal, Coach Kirby Smart, it's basically bringing in the next generation of a shipment. 5 consecutive top 4 recruiting classes. Smart didn't take his foot off the gas. The reigning champs incoming class is large, to say the least. 29 signees, including one from our neck of the woods, Grovetown's Marcus Washington Jr., who will vie for a spot at corner. No shortage of talent and playing bodies to fill the waiting gaps from last year's stars. Just a matter of how fast they play catch up.
A lot of guys want to prove that they can replace the other guy, and they don't want to be the other guy, they want to be the next guy. And you look across the board, we had some really high profile players really on defense and offense when you count the backs and the receivers, that we have to replace those guys, and the hunger comes from the opportunity the talented players behind them have.
Meredith, nobody knows this process better than Stetson Bennett. That's who we'll hear from next.
All right, but first, I'm already hearing on Kirby Smart's push to make Georgia, Florida actual home and away games instead of in Jacksonville. Some mixed reaction there. Riley and I were talking about this. As a student, we both went all 4 years, but an extra home game in Athens, some like that better. How did that go over when he suggested it there?
Yeah, that is the question on the table. One of the reasons why he's asking this question now is because a lot of the recruits that they bring into these games, they're asking for a Florida-Georgia game at Georgia. So he wants it done. It's just a matter of when.
It'll be interesting to see, and it'll be interesting to see how the fans react too. Thanks for that update, Alyssa. Jealous of your assignment today. Okay, there is no chance disgraced lawyer Alec Murdaugh will be out of jail before his murder trial. He's accused of killing his wife and son last year. A judge denied his bond today on those charges. Blair Sable has the latest now from Colleton County.
Today was the first time we saw the disgraced and disbarred lawyer Alec Murdaugh in the flesh since he was indicted on new recent charges and the most serious ones he's facing, double murder. And Murdaugh looked very different from a few months ago when we last saw him in person. He was skinnier, he had a shaved head, and he had little to say in court today. Murdaugh pleaded not guilty to murder and weapons charges relating to the murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul. His defense team requested a speedy trial, stating in court that they believe the real killer is still at large. We could see some action here in Colleton County, South Carolina by the end of the year with a trial, although prosecutors said it might not be realistic to start proceedings until early next year. Both the state and defense appear to be on the same page, agreeing to several stipulations, including sealing all motions related to evidence. The defense team also requested that the judge issue a gag order, fearing that all the media attention this case has gathered could taint the jury pool. In Colleton County, I'm Blair Sable.
A lot of people interested in the outcome. Thanks for that, Blair. Meanwhile, Burke County deputies are looking for another person, this woman, in connection to the Simon Powell case. They want Crystal Simmons for questioning. Deputies say she might be in Grovetown or in Columbia County, with connections in Alabama as well. If you have any information regarding where she could be, please contact the Criminal Investigations Department at the Sheriff's Office. The Saluda County Coroner's Office working with SCDNR and deputies on a drowning. They recovered a victim from Lake Murray close to 9:30 a.m. near the Little River Landing. They've pronounced 72-year-old Ernie Wirtz dead. So far, their investigation found out that he rode inside a small boat before falling into the water yesterday. They started their search in the afternoon and found it this morning. They say their sympathies go toward Mr. Wirtz's family and friends. The Sumter County Sheriff's Office arrested a suspect in connection with a shooting. They charged this man, Stephen Galloway, with attempted murder and possession of a gun for shooting a mother multiple times yesterday, allegedly. Deputies say she was pushing her child in a stroller when this incident happened. They believe Galloway shot her because of road rage. He is in custody at the detention center and appeared for a bond hearing today. The Burke County Sheriff's Office still looking for this man. Take a good look. There's now a reward. Deputies are offering reward money for any information leading to those responsible for killing Morris Hardin Jr. at the beginning of the month. If you know anything about this case, call the Sheriff's Office and you can remain anonymous. With inflation hitting a record 40-year high, Americans are certainly feeling the pinch in their wallets more than ever before. Our D.C. Bureau's Nicole Newman talks to leaders at the state and federal level about how to bring prices down.
With the cost of goods and services at new highs, Americans are desperate for some financial relief. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says the uptick is fueled by record prices at the pump.
It is truly unaffordable. Right now in the state, we're averaging about $4.30, $4.35 statewide.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is calling on the Biden administration to open up America's energy production to drive down gas prices. In the Midwest, energy costs skyrocketed 33.8% in the past year. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says